So the final of 4 30-minute periods underway at the Parc des Princes. Paris leading 6-0, and the 17-year-old Kees Ruiz is on for PSG. Lone-born central midfielder, getting a run out with a number of the first teamers, and here he is getting his first touches.
Very curious to see how he plays. France has a production line of young talent where he slots in among the ones who have been the standouts over the last few years.
Pembe. Korzova, as Draxler makes the run but not fed in. Oh, they'll play to the 120th minute in this reformatted international club friendly. Draxler. Paredes to Herrera. Alan Dagba. Being it safe with his early touches, Ruiz. And that deep yellow block of Waasland, Beveren, and Korzova trying to make inroads, good delivery to the near post. Now down by Ruiz. Sets up Dagba out wide, curler in toward the penalty spot. It falls for Choupo-Moting. Laid off nicely for Herrera. Shot blocked. Change for Waasland Beveren. That was Stefan Milosevic, who was just pulled back and drew the foul. Montenegro striker. Wearing the number 99. A couple of runners going a little early would have been offside against Draxler or Sarabia. This is though Ruiz has replaced Kalimuendo. Don't see the fellow teenager out there for Paris. And then here's Kalimuendo, and he's found him back in the net. Oh, it's Mbesso, the center back. The teenagers are out there for Paris, and it's number 7 of the match for the French champions.
Well, it's a great delivery from Sarabia at the back post. Goes in. Mbesso, easy from that range. All he has to do is stretch out his leg.
Confirmation that the change was Kees Ruiz in for Kalimuendo, and at the back post here, it's a quick reaction from Mbesso to redirect that on goal.
Yeah, it does well to collect the ball, doesn't he? Because it gets the slightest of deflections and just manages to beat Gabriel, who is too late to react. Perhaps we'll see more of Mbesso this season. They scored 9 against Le Havre, but yeah, still a lot to go here, Dre.
Mbesso. Korzova. Herrera dropping in between the two central defenders. Ruiz.
It's just me, or does it look like Kimpembe bulked up during the 3 months or so that we were off?
This to be in good shape. combination, but it's covered well by Kurzawa. Back from Dagba.
You saw how he collected that ball with a little bit more confidence. You mentioned that his first touches of the sphere were safe passes, but right there, showing that he's got a little bit of razzle-dazzle in his football, just with that turn.
Touches of the what now? Only 5 minutes gone in this fourth quarter, and Harris perfectly content to keep possession in this part of the pitch. Paredes. Oh, that's a lovely ball by Leandro Paredes into stride for Dagba. Run being made at the back post. Sarabia won't get there. Line busting pass. Herrera. Paredes. This time will have a go himself. And curls away from danger.
That didn't look like it was far off. Well, he hasn't won all the PSG supporters yet. Here, this pass should be better from Dagba. But the threat of the ball from Paredes is absolutely delightful, and he's looked very good on the ball as well, zipping in and out of traffic. Growing pains for Paredes since arriving from Russia.
Former Zenit St. Petersburg, former Roma midfielder Leandro Paredes. Only two of the players on the matchday squad for Paris as the whistle goes against Paredes. Being brought down Koita. Only two of the players on the matchday squad have not checked into this game for PSG. That would be the PSG under-19 goalkeeper Garrison Innocent and the 17-year-old center back Timothy Pembele. Everyone else has played some minutes already for this man, Thomas Tuchel. Koita goes for goal himself, and it rattles the crossbar. Sergio Rico perhaps surprised by it, but he does touch it onto the bar.
Yeah, just by the fingertips. Keeping that out, that loops, defies the laws of gravity. It didn't look like it was going to dip in time. Doesn't he hit that well? Venomous.
Abubakari Koita. Here he is again, Koita. Off nicely. Back at the feet of Koita now. Looking for an option. Something behind, and the stab from Milosevic goes well wide.
I say that Sergio Rico, the Sevilla loanee, was caught by surprise by that shot. I don't think that he could ever be threatened. I don't think he thought he could have been threatened by that shot, but
with plenty of power too, wasn't it? Right from the dip. Absent concentration from the youngster Ruiz, and the ball trickles out. And we get another chance to see Alessandro Albanese check back in. He was delightful in the first couple of periods.
He really was. And Waasland Beveren have really felt his absence on that right corridor. By the way, you mentioned Garrison Innocent, the third-string goalkeeper or fourth-string goalkeeper for PSG, who is of Haitian descent, and that would make his inclusion, or his cameo in this game, would make our producer, Chris Vincent, a very happy man, for sure.
Draxler. Herrera. Ruiz does well to find Choupo-Moting. Back to Ruiz, and it is just cleared out.
Cameroon international has been relatively quiet since his 2 goals.
Made a lot of noise with both goals, though, Choupo-Moting.
Wants to share the limelight a little bit now.
I think it's got a lot to do with this low block of Waasland Beveren. Has been very disciplined, not conceding a lot of space in attack, and so Harris, for the most part, have had possession deeper areas, except here where Dagba swings it in.
Well, that was rather comical, actually.
Where's it up? Connected by Draxler, who quickly finds Herrera.
And 4 Waasland Beveren players taking each other out on that play.
Paredes. Well, he's dictating the run, but he wants being made. Sarabia to the 18, and Vukcevic sends it away. Gathered by Paredes. Dagba has a goal from a long way out.
And just to add to your point about the low block and how that is essentially marginalized Choupo-Moting, you just saw there when Kalidou Dagba had the ball before he decided to take the shot. Here's that collision between the two Waasland players. Choupo-Moting was trying to carve out a little bit of space on the shoulder of the last defender, just hoping for a cross to come his way.
It's good movement from Ruiz. Paredes. Long diagonal switch is not long enough, and now a chance for Kobayashi and company to lead the charge. Just leaning back as he fires off the shot.
Milosevic very frustrated in the box. He wanted service. He was making the run, although he was tracked properly by Mbeso, so not enough space to thread the ball on through, and you're always leaning back, and that ball is going to go over.
Here's Ruiz. Once again, the right back Dagba leaves it for Draxler, threaded, but not waited for Choupo-Moting.
Yeah, but he's finding the seams, isn't he?
Paredes or Herrera?
Herrera.
Oh, well, speaking of lapses in concentration. Well, here comes the 18-year-old defender, Timothy Pembele, will check in, and he'll replace Levin Korzova. And so now all of the field players on the matchday squad getting a trot out against Waasland Beveren. He's 17 years old, a member of PSG's under-19 setup. He's Pembele.
It's worth noting how formidable PSG's academy is. So many great players come out of the academy that they have to go and find space to play it.
Well, he hasn't waited long to get involved in the attack either, a teenager. He's been dispossessed. Rena lays it off for Mbeso. Dagba.
If I'm not mistaken, Paris produces more professional players per capita than any other city in the world.
Impressive. As Dagba makes the run into the 18, he's picked out by Ruiz. Koita. Sprint Koita with Ruiz chasing him down. That's good work defensively from the youngster.
Looked sharp since coming in. One mistake where he let the ball get out of control, but hasn't really put much of a foot wrong so far.
Ruiz Atil, his full last name. As mentioned, was born in Lyon, out of a French-Moroccan family. Mother from Morocco. His pass deflected out. And his first pro contract with PSG in 2018. And who knows, they have given opportunities to some of the young stars to shine on the first team, the Glitz and Glamour of Liga, which will get back underway in August. Not too far away from 2020-21 season, kicking off right here on beIN Sports. Of course, before then, we've got both Saint-Etienne and Lyon trying to take the trophy against Paris Saint-Germain in the Coupe de la Ligue and Coupe de France finals. Dagba. In and headed out for another quarter kick.
Well, Shrivers almost betrays his own goalkeeper, but that went well wide. But it is again pulling the strings, or at least attempting to. And one of the more impressive players for PSG, I'd say, in this game. And here's your favorite player.
Well, he really was a joy to watch early on in this one. Alessandro Albanese, in the rare occasions when he did get a chance to attack Paris Saint-Germain. And let's see if a long layoff, a bit of rest, hasn't maybe inspired him for a few more fireworks down the final stretch.
It really has to be said, it's very hard to play a game. You warm up, you get hot, and then you sit down and cool off. To warm up again is difficult.
Andrews ball in. Gruesome is 6, finally cleared out by Waasland Beveren. Only as far as Paredes. Looking for the foul, but won't get it. Ruiz. Elastico. Gets it away, and he's kept in play nicely by Ben Omar. The flag does come up here against striker Milosevic. Pass needed to be played a little bit earlier. The timing wasn't right.
Ben Omar remains on the right, and Albanese has moved to the left corridor now. Make of Draxler's cameo so far, Dre? Seems to have started sprightly, but has dimmed a little bit.
Almost a player without a position, really, at Paris. I know that Tuchel likes to put utility players out there who can play a variety of positions, and Draxler is that. He can play in center mid, he can play wide. Probably not the top option in any one of those positions, where I think Sarabia may be considered. Whether he's playing as a wing back or a winger when they play with just one center forward.
I would agree with
more
that.
of a supplementary role.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. It seems that while some players seem to really flourish due to their versatility, Draxler may be hindered.
Dagba. Lighted in, but overhit by the right back. It's won back by the youngster Pembele. Keeps the attack alive for Paris. Paris looking for an 8th goal here. Dagba. It's a lovely pass into the 18, but Draxler had a head start. The offside flag comes up.
Herrera just sees him a little bit late. Remember, Draxler was the armband-wearing German international who lifted the Confederations Cup in 2017 with Germany.
Bit of an alternate Germany squad for that Confederations Cup, but it is Germany. The alternate squad's still pretty good.
Yeah, well, they showed it in that tournament, that's for sure.
Just about 20 minutes remaining in this final period, another 10 minutes remaining in this final period of the 4. Paris did play the starters for the first 2, so about an hour. Those meaningful matches inching ever closer for PSG. Do have that one more friendly. They'll play Celtic on the 21st. 3 days later, they do play that Coupe de France final against Saint-Etienne, followed by the Coupe de la Ligue title match against Lyon.
Curious that they scheduled that friendly so close to that final. Level of play will increase significantly. Celtic champions once again of the Scottish Premier League.
Draxler starting deeper in possession this time. Ruiz now working on that left side. Choupo-Moting lays it off for Ruiz. It's so difficult to play through that crowded yellow block. Kobayashi runs out of real estate here as Kimpembe just ushers it out.
I may be mistaken. Take a look at that play, the attempt of the back heel. Just beyond Sarabia with a heavy touch, but
Foulon will check back in. He was among the starters for Waasland Beveren.
I was just going to recall the win that Celtic had in Glasgow against Barcelona years ago, even though they only had something like 15 to 20% possession, and Neymar actually was plying his trade for the Catalans at that time.
Is it Rod Stewart who was crying at that match?
Yep, that's correct. But to be fair, he cries at every win.
Ruiz. Good to see the youngsters continue to apply the pressure, continue to make things happen. They're the ones who have to impress Thomas Tuchel the most.
I was going to say, Dre, that may have actually been Ray Hudson in disguise.
Yeah.
I mean, the two have never been spotted in the same place, Rod Stewart and Ray Hudson.
Don't tell him that. Paredes. Mbele.
Can't draw too many conclusions from a game like this, but one that perhaps you can dare to say is that there is quite a bit of depth to this PSG team. Certainly have more than enough in their arsenal to defeat whoever they face in the Champions League. The question is, are they going to have enough time and enough competition to shake off that rust? Are they going to be able to go from second or third gear into fifth for those games?
The other question I have, Eric, is mental. And it's not to suggest that they're not mentally strong enough, but we've seen when teams obsess about the Champions League, where it is Champions League or bust, when winning not just your league title, but your league title plus doubles, triples, quadruples, as has been the case with Paris, and nothing is enough unless you win the Champions League. It really does create a really high bar of expectation. It really goes beyond even what most super clubs can expect. There's a chance to pull one back, and it's parried by Sergio Rico. Vukcevic fires off the shot from distance.
That's a really good save from Sergio Rico.
What I mean is, when nothing but winning the Champions League is everything for the season, and things start to go south during a game, just worry that players might start to get frustrated, lose their cool. And Paris have had some moments like that in the premier international European competition in the past.
Does well to ride the challenge there, Milosevic, before taking that shot. I think it's a question worth asking without a doubt. Although I do think that game against Dortmund probably answered a little bit of that.
Choupo-Moting lays it off for Herrera. Dummies it for Paredes. Paredes on his left, doesn't get it to dip. In terms of talent, it may well be the most talented team in the Champions League.
Unquestionably.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Unquestionably. And I'll also add this ingredient into the mix. There seemed to be some turmoil that's perhaps a little bit exaggerated, but you had those issues between Mbappe and Thomas Tuchel and the substitutions. You had the constant rumors about Neymar's imminent departure and the fact that he seemed to be vying to leave.
Choupo-Moting on a hat trick. The flag comes up.
All those things seem to be in the past now. Clearly offside Cameroon international. Neymar reportedly happy, as well as Mbappe.
Oh, maybe more on that in a moment, as here is Albanese and a surprise Sergio Rico. Just to share my 2 cents on that one, Neymar is not going anywhere. No one can afford him. So he's, for better or worse, here. And the Mbappe and Tuchel quote-unquote bust-up. I think most managers will take that, having their star player not be happy to be subbed out. And Tuchel said the right things in public, that Mbappe needs to understand he's part of the group. Tuchel has to think about the group, but ultimately you want that competitive fire in your players who simply don't want to come out.
Yep, I think that's a very good point. You just hope that that fire doesn't burn your manager, particularly when, you know, there are rumors swirling about the manager's future, the player's future. So it's not only what happens behind closed doors, but also the narrative that is imposed by those on the outside, and they do have an impact.
Waasland, Beveren continue to hang from the crossbar, and Paris continue to pass it among themselves in midfield. Here is Pembele with Choupo-Moting. A little late, but he does find Draxler. Ruiz. Dagba. Sarabia. And to tighten their grip. Paris. Vucevic interrupts their pattern of play. Was just kept in there by Foulon. Touches by Foulon in tight spaces. It's a fine turn now from Milosevic. And Omar. Nicely timed tackle from Pembele.
It's a great turn from Milosevic, who's done the right thing when he's had the ball at his feet. Running out of danger, pass a little bit short. He's the one who forced Sergio Rico into that really good save. And I think we have to commend Waasland Beveren, because it's been 2 hours of football. And they've handled
PSG.
themselves very well, considering the opposition.
Yeah. And they may go in search of a goal here. It's the youngster Albanese. All by himself. Against Dagba, and it's a foul. It's whistled against Colin Dagba.
I think it's a right call. Both players lunging at the ball, but whereas Albanese makes contact with it, Colin Dagba does not. Lively player.
A rare chance to attack on a set piece here for Waasland Beveren as we're into the final 3 minutes of the 120. Curled in nicely and nearly able to connect with Milosevic.
That was a brilliant ball from Jubilana. Just a little too high for Milosevic.
Vanessa, a little selfish that time. In possession, had two teammates, didn't pick out either. Pembele waits for Paredes to arrive. Paris just taking the air out of the ball now, with only seconds remaining of normal time. Dagba. What have you made of Ruiz in this cameo appearance?
Well, he's looked very confident on the ball, that's for sure. He's picked his spots for when to try and dribble or drive at a defender. For the most part, he's played comfortably within his means.
Good ball here for Dagba, dragged back to the edge of the 18. And not out of the danger yet. Dagba loose in the 6. This one falls for Ruiz. Patience from Ruiz. Actually takes a stab at it. Sarabia from his backside and is fired over by the youngster. 17-year-old Ruiz.
That was a finely threaded ball from Ruiz. Once he gets the ball over here on the ricochet, Dagba with the square ball bounces back to Ruiz, and he's trying to find Sarabia. There was a little bit of uncertainty from the Spaniard whether to go with his right foot or the left, and in the end the ball is by him.
Maybe chance for one last attack here for Waasland Beveren, and they've got numbers committed forward now. Milosevic. It's a poor first touch from Jubitana, but he's bailed out by the foul here. Is Ander Herrera. Rather, it's gone the other way. Herrera on the receiving end.
Yeah. And not.
And that will do it. 120 minutes done. It's Paris Saint-Germain 7, Waasland Beveren 0.